Good morning, all. I just wanted to share something with you, my journey on how I became a award-winning filmmaker. So listen, my journey was very unorthodox. Not like a lot of people's, which is linear. I had a lot of twists, turns, and everything in mine. So I'm going to explain that to you so you can see what I went through to become a filmmaker and to fulfill my dream. I was raised in an African American household, but I also lived with my stepdaddy, who was white, and he was also in the Italian mafia in Philadelphia during the 60s and 70s. Yeah. But my stepfather, he raised me since I was 2, right? And this man loved movies. He was a film buff. And every Sunday he would put his mob business on hold and he would take me to the movies. And we would sit there, we'd go get there, make sure we saw the previews, make sure we saw the movie, and of course, make sure we stayed and watched the credits. He was explaining to me what the credits were. He knew what all the credits were. I didn't know what he was talking about, but he was explaining stuff. And then he would always say, "Oh, Jillian, you are going to be a director one day, and a writer, and a producer." Now, I was a kid. I didn't understand what that man was talking about, but he was excited about it, so that was that. So that was that. Eventually, though, the sideline came in because my stepfather died. I was young. I was like 14, almost 15. And he died. And, you know, that went out the window. His dream went out the window because I was like, listen, he's not here to, support me. He's not here to encourage me. I said, well, nah, forget that. I'm going to go and live my life. So eventually, years later, I went off to college. And I was also going to work at the Wall Street Journal. I was a reporter, and that was my life for a while. I was a journalist, and I said, okay, this is a good, fulfilling life, but something was gnawing at me inside. And I was saying, I got to fulfill my stepdaddy's dream. Something just kept saying you had to do it. So while I was at Salle University, that's exactly what I did. I started taking film courses, and along with my journalism courses, which I had to take because I was a journalist, but film courses. And I said, I'm going to fulfill his dream. And eventually his dream became my dream. I became obsessed with film. And so I went on and I did it. And when I graduated from LaSalle University, I got an internship on Spike Lee's movie, Malcom X. You see a poster right there with Denzel and Spike Lee. He ran into a lot. I remember this. He ran into a lot of issues when he was doing this movie. I remember he ran out of money. He was trying to make sure the studio, they were going to take the film away from him because he ran out of money. He went to all his celebrity friends and he said, I need the money to finish this film. And they gave it to him. So he finished that. So that was cool. But I learned a lot on that set. I learned the do's, the don'ts. I learned how things could go wrong, how you can go over budget. So when I went out on my own and I started working, with other people, again, trying to learn the business side, trying to learn how to raise money for a film, how to do casting and everything. So that was cool. Then eventually I formed my own production company, Jillian Bullock Enterprises. So now I'm on my own. I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm out there. I'm trying to do all the stuff that I learned. And my first major film, I did a few small films just to get my feet wet, trying to learn do's and don'ts, and made all these mistakes. But my first film, feature film, where I earned many, many awards, was A Sense of Purpose, Fighting for Our Lives. And I was the writer, director, and producer on that. I've gone on, that came out later. That came out in 2019. But then I've gone on to do other films after that. So I've also won many more awards for other films as well. So that's it. That's my story, how I became an independent, award-winning filmmaker. And let me tell you something. If you have done the same, if you fulfilled your dream, especially if it's in entertainment or the film industry, share. Subscribe, share. Let everybody else know how you fulfilled your dream, whether you had a lot of struggles trying to get there. And it's a beautiful thing when you can say you're working in a business that you love, and despite all the hardships and everything that you might have had to go through, you didn't stop. You fulfilled your dream, and you're living your life on your terms. Take care.